Okay, great. Welcome everyone. So today we're going to talk about Afro House. It's a great style, I would say, or subgenre of house to get into house music because it's somewhat more straightforward when it comes to the arrangement, to the sound design, to the all the programming. Although, of course, the percussion can get a bit intricate because it's influenced from African rhythms, which has a bunch of polyrhythms and polymeters. We'll talk about that. I did share in the chat a bunch of links for free plugins. Actually, let me also share, and you will get all of these links as always in the PDF. But here is also a bunch of sample packs, okay? Now, because unless you, these are all free stuff, so unless you spend money on buying sample packs with vocals, which I think they're not a must, but will definitely, I think it's such a amazing aspect of this music, the African vocals. Let's use them today. Because all the sample packs with the vocals cost money, I couldn't find free ones. If anyone have with African vocals, please share. I'm gonna show you how to create acapellas from music with African vocals, most notably, as we mentioned in the introduction, Afrobeats. Now, as always, I think you mentioned me, said before, I do want to make the distinction between the original Afrobeat, which is more Fela Kuti, more influence from the American kind of funk and jazz and rock, mixed with all the African rhythms. And if you don't know Fela Kuti, I highly recommend checking him out. But this is the original Afrobeat. And if anyone, if you say to old school musicians, oh, this is Afrobeats, they will get insulted. It's already happened to me, okay? But the new wave, the new version of Afrobeats is mostly, a lot of it come from Nigeria. Nigerian pop music now became, is a music that is, have a lot of influences from R&B with a mixture of the Clave Rhythms. And we talked about the Clave Rhythm. Let me just emphasize the Clave Rhythm one more time. This is the fundamental basics of the Clave Rhythm, and they kind of play around it, and they do a lot of different stuff with a lot of other percussion and polyrhythms and stuff like that. We'll talk about. I just want to point out the basic Clave Rhythm, which is this. Okay, let me slow down the BPM. Most of these new modern Afrobeats will be around 100. And let me take this down actually. Okay, and this is the main basis rhythm that a lot of Latin music also is based off. It actually was popularized by Latin music into the Western world, but originated in Africa, like all the Afro-Cuban and Afro-Latin stuff. It's based on African rhythms, but again, popularized because of the slave trade. Doesn't matter the history right now. But this is the main rhythm, the clave, of all the Afro beats that are based on. Amapiano has some variation, but it's all variation. You can just start removing this. Right, you can move this here. There's a lot of variation, but this is the main clave rhythm. Now, what we can do is we can just, and this is my approach, again, if you want to pay for sample packs with vocals, do it. Today, we're going to make kind of a remix. And even if you don't want to use the vocals that I'm going to show you how to get, it's a great way to learn arrangement, or even just take the chord progression from these beautiful songs that are great. I love Afrobeat so much. It's such an amazing style. Amapiano is also super cool. Today, Afrobeats and Amapiano are somewhat intertwined. But it's such an amazing style. The reason we're taking this is because you can't really separate the accent. Sometimes they sing in their own languages, but when they sing in English, you can't separate the accent from the style. If you sing with a Western American accent, Afrobeats, I don't know. But let's listen to a few, and then we're going to choose one, and I'll show you the process on how to get the vocals, okay? It's all with free tools, and it sounds really great. I already have a folder here with some songs and the vocals. That's what you need to start, just the original song and the vocal. And I'll show you how to make them. We're not gonna make one today because it takes a bit time. It takes like an hour, at least on my computer, but let's see the process. First of all, you choose a song. Whatever song, let's choose a song here.
Anything you want for you. You don't gotta ask me about it. Anything you want, I'll do. We can make a movie about it. I'm not just promising love.
Let me move ahead.
Do me like you do. No other woman do me like
We can already hear the clave. Ta, 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 ta.
you do, like you do. It's okay. I'ma buy you all the diamond things. I'll fly you anywhere you want, just name me. No, I got it.
Okay, let's say we want this song. So I'm gonna look for this on YouTube or anywhere you can download music. You can even take it directly from Spotify if you have the internal routing. Mac HD stalling. Okay, here we go. Visualizer is great, or original lyric video is also great, because sometimes the actual music videos, they have like an intro we don't want. We just want the music.
Anything you want for you.
Amazing. Okay, we're gonna take this. I gave you all these links. Now you can use whatever you want, just get the music. We need to get the music. Here's a website, paste the link, convert, download. Here it is, I have it right here. Okay, nice. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a free app. I shared it in the chat, called UVR, Ultimate Vocal Remover. Now, I did also give you a link in the PDF to which models to use. Let me show you. What you need to do is you need to go to the settings. You go to the download center, and under the MDX net, we want to download these two, the MDX 23C Instant Vocals HQ and the MDX Net Vocal FT, okay? And we're going to choose right here, this is going to be the default, and sample mode, so we can combine two models, two AI stem separation models together. I'm going to use vocals instrumental, and I only need the vocals. That's only I need. Then I'm going to drag the song right here, so it's input here. I'm going to select where I want to output it. I can also select here. I already have a folder on my documents, and it's called Documents, Tunes, and African Vocals, and I have all my original songs and the stemmed out acapellas in the same folder. I'm going to hit start. I'm not going to do it right now. It's going to take some time, okay? Depends on if you do other stuff in your computer, how fast is your computer. If you have like a PC, you can use GPU conversion if you have a really good video card, and so on and so forth, okay? Then what you're gonna get, let me show you actually what it looks like on the computer. Documents, tunes, African vocals, and we're gonna get this. This folder is gonna give you two outputs. We don't need it. You can delete that. And then, I don't know why it's calling it one, but you can also delete that one in the beginning. And here, we have now the original song and the vocals. So in Ableton, now it's super easy to start working with it, okay? So let's say I'm going here, I'm gonna choose, we might use this today, but here is the original. Okay, I'm gonna drag it in. And I'm going to let Ableton do its thing. I already dragged it in, but let's drag maybe a different one that I didn't. Let's drag this. Okay, and Ableton will do its thing to try this one. I want maybe, let's try this. Here we go. You see? So it's rendering, and it's going to automatically warp it. And here it tells us it's 116 BPM. I'm going to set my BPM to 116. That's it. Ta, ta, ta.
Hold on. Did you say you're on your way?
Wow. Where is it? Where is the vocals? Did I delete the vocals of Italia? Or maybe I didn't do it. Maybe I didn't do this one. Let's choose a different one. Let's go with the Davido, this one. So I'm gonna drag it in. It's already warped it. Here it tells me it's 99. I'm going to put it 99. Then I'm going to drag the vocals in. I'm going to turn off the warp. Okay? And it should already be aligned. This new technology is absolutely amazing how easy it is to make clean acapellas today. It's so amazing. And it's not only acapellas, you can also do other stems, other instruments. Right now, we just care about the acapella, okay? So you bring in the song, you change according to this segment BPM, the global BPM. You bring in your vocals, you turn off the warp, then you turn back the warp, back on, you put it on Complex Pro, and now we can bring it in closer to our Afro house rhythms. This is how you make any remix, yeah? Afro house rhythms, which is, I gave you right here the range. It's a fairly slower house music, but somewhere between here. Let's do 120, 121, and now we're in that range.
It's just so beautiful. Man, I don't know what she's doing to me.
On my waist, I like I see they go. Can't dance to save myself.
Okay, and it's warped. Easy as that with the new warping algorithms in Ableton, I think since 11.3 version. As if you have 12, you have the new time detection, beat detection algorithms. Nice. Next step is I'm going to go and search the chord progression. Okay, so there is a website called Chordify. Maybe it's there, maybe it's not. This one is, I already checked. Let me show you also a song that it's not there, what we do. But this one is, so Cante, Davido, Cante. Can we find that? Here we go. I think it's this. Let's play. I don't want the, can we get without the thing? This? Here we go. It should start going here. What? Why is it not following? Let me refresh that. You'll see it follow. I don't know why it's not following here, but you'll see it moving. Not sure why it's not moving here. But anyway, it shows us the chords, okay? So what we can do is now we can start working and putting in the chords, okay? What if, and you can even search on YouTube the name of the song, Piano. It's also, it can show you the chords a lot of times. What if we don't have the chords? And maybe we'll use this, maybe we'll use another one. We'll see. Bear with me, we'll start the actual production in a second. This one, I couldn't find the chords. Excuse me, he says the N-word right in the beginning, okay? Still a beautiful song though, unrelated. Here we can hear the dembow, which dembow is more like a Jamaican term, Latin, but it's the first half of the clave rhythm, okay? What reggaeton is based on. It's the first half of the clave rhythm. Okay, love the chord progression, but we don't know it. How can I find it? Okay, so let's do that. I'm gonna drag this in. And before we even do the vocals, let's drag this in. It tells us it's 106. Let's change 106. Let's find the chord progression. I'm gonna open up a new MIDI track and load the piano. Okay, first thing that can be extremely useful is to have a plugin. I'll give you a free software, but to have a plugin that shows you, that guess what's the key. I'm using mixed in key, but this one costs money. There is a software called Key Finder, and there's also stuff online that you can upload the song or it tells you what the key is. Not this one, this one. Key Finder is free. You just drag the song into it and it guessed what the key is. This one is a plugin that you play the music into and it guessed what's the key. It's a longer progression, not just 4 bars. I love it.
How many niggas you texting right now? Tell me, love. Tell me, is there space for me? Yeah. Do you have enough space for me?
Wow. So it's guessing it's E flat minor. Okay, so I'm gonna create a clip here. And it's an 8-bar progression, it's not 4 like usually. So let's create 8 bars, that's why it's also so nice. And I'm already gonna put my clip on E flat minor. Excellent, I'm gonna scale it, so I'm only seeing the notes of the scale. And now we can start using other tools to help us find the root notes. Thankfully, this style is usually super simple with the chord progressions. Super simple. It's not crazy with the chord progressions. Maybe they use 7 chords. Usually it's triads, like just 3-note chords, and it's just chords from the scale. And a lot of times, it's just the first chord, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh. They barely even use the second and third chord. So it's like 4 or 5 chords usually. Let's, first of all, I'm gonna load 2 things. One, I'm gonna load the filter on the song so I can filter it, listen to only the bass. Next, I'm gonna put a spectrum analyzer. You can also try to put a tuner. Maybe easier it will tell. Oh, here we go. It's already telling me what's the chord. Let's open this and put, I wanna do E flat. So I'm gonna right click here and choose flats. Okay. Let's take it down. What's the next one? Sounds like it's going down. C sharp. Let's also change this to flats. D flat. B. Staying on B. Okay, let's start the first. I know it's weird, C flat, it's B, okay? We can go back to sharps maybe. I don't know, it should show B, because C flat is so weird, but it's B. Okay, what's next? Oh, A flat, B flat, B. And then going back to D flat. Okay, so let's put it. What do we have? A flat, B flat, B, and then at the end, D flat. Right? Here's a progression. Now, I'm just going to build the chords on top of that. Sometimes they'll have 7 chords. Usually it's just triads. That's it. Notice that I'm in scale. That's why I can do this with all the notes. Let's take it up and on. Maybe a bit lower velocity. And we got the progression, okay? Most of the time, especially if it's not such a new song or if it's an extremely popular song, you will have the chords on YouTube. Sometimes you just have to find them. These are just some tools. You can also sometimes try to right-click and convert harmony to new MIDI track. It's a hit or miss. Sometimes it will give you, sometimes it won't. Or give you too many notes or not enough notes, and so on and so forth. Wasn't every mod word non-destructive unless you stretch something except for complex and complex pro? But here we are stretching it. Because first of all, turn it off so it matches, because there's auto warp. Why turn it off? Because as we bring the vocals in, auto warp is on. So it's already trying to warp. So I'm turning it off, make sure it's aligned, then turning it on, and put it on Complex Pro, because we are going to change the BPM to a house BPM. Okay?
Yeah, I wrote that before you actually did the pull-up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
No
problem.
Off.
Yeah. Enrique, yeah, okay, sweet. Yeah, guys, this approach, I'm glad you like it, Enrique. It's for any remix. And not only that, we don't have to even take the vocals. I can just take the progression. This progression is beautiful. I can use it with any style. Okay? If you want to continue and add 7th chords, that's up to you. You don't have to add on all of them. Maybe some of them would be nice. Some of them use 7 chords, but most of them is just triads. Okay? I think we're already here, so we can use this maybe song. I love some of this. It's beautiful. It's so nice. But let's first of all turn off the filter.
How many niggas you take?
Okay. And then we're going to bring back, where's our tunes? Bring back our vocals. we're still on 106, so that's good. Bring back the vocals. Turn it off. Okay, that's already good because we're on 106. Turn it back on. Complex Pro. And now we can bring it to 120. Nice. We don't need the original anymore. Now we have this.
Tell me, is there space for me?
I love that. We don't even have to use the first one. Okay, let's put it here.
Tell me, is there space for me? Yeah. Do you have enough space for me? Yeah.
Ah, love it so much. Those African vocals, wow. Just the accent, honestly, makes it for me. I love it so much. Okay, nice. So this is just was an intro to get vocals or to do a remix, but with these styles, it's